All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to say all praises due to Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Peace and blessings to the brothers spread across the four corners of the earth. His brother Zakaria from the Israelite Report podcast and the IsraeliteTimes.com. A lot of stuff in the news as you've been hearing about this monkeypox outbreak supposedly coming about. And this guy, Alex Jones, over there on InfoWars, put out this video with Bill Gates talking about, the next outbreak back in March of 2021. And, basically what he was alluding to was that, this guy, prepared and had a hand in it, right? So we know all these things, right? We know and understand what's going on, right? We are not ignorant to Satan's devices. We know that he's the devil. We know that he's the wicked. We know what he came to do. But I have this story here, this article here from New York Magazine. It says here, what the world needed now was a monkeypox outbreak. That's what the title is. It says, things have been so calm on the infectious disease front lately. Why not throw another obscure illness into the mix? It says monkeypox is a virus usually confined to parts of Africa. It's suddenly turning up around the Western world since a case was reported in the UK in early May, leading to a small outbreak. A small outbreak there. Says monkeypox has surfaced in several countries, including Spain, Portugal, Italy, Sweden, Germany, and on Wednesday, the U.S. Says as of Friday, Europe has seen more than 70 cases, prompting an emergency World Health Organization meeting. Then it goes into the first confirmed case. But anyway, not to get into the conspiracy side of things, I don't want to get flagged. We know what this devil is doing. We understand. We're not ignorant to Satan's devices. Matter of fact, let me get it. 2 Corinthians, I'll start at the 9th verse. 2 Corinthians 2:9, it says, for this end also did I write, that I might know the proof of you, whether ye be obedient in all things. To whom ye forgive anything, I forgive also. For if I forgave anything, to whom I forgave it, for your sakes forgave I it in the person of Yahweh Shai. Says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So we know what this devil is doing. We know what's coming. All right. We understand, but I was thinking today, and I was meditating on this, that the world has no comfort. There's no comfort. So when all hell break loose, man, they're not going to have nobody to turn to. It's people going to be calling on Christ. They're going to be calling on Zeus. They're going to be calling on all these other demigods or whatever it is they believe in. Calling on Osiris, like this nigga Shaka Utmost and Sarnetta and Polite and them retarded ass niggas in the so-called conscious community. Them niggas is brain dead, stupid. And I was thinking the other day, because I don't look at this nigga Sarnetta's videos, but I happened to see a few little clips here and there of him, and I was like, yo, this nigga is wicked. to the point where he'll get to a point where he sees all of this calamity and things happening, and he'll question it, question the Bible, but then he'll turn right around and be on some, F the Hebrew Israelites, that's how he talking. But them niggas, man, when this thing really pop off, them niggas ain't gonna have no comfort at all. Our only comfort is in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. And these devils are telling you. See this article here from New York Magazine, I think it's called The Intelligencer. They're making mockery of this thing. The title of the article is "What the World Needed Now Was a Monkeypox Outbreak." It says things have been calm on the infectious disease front lately. Why not throw another obscure illness into the mix? They're basically making mockery, because they know what's coming. And I said it before and I'll say it again. Even if this don't turn into a big thing, see, you got to understand the mindset of Esau. Esau is always considering certain things, like they'll game plan certain events, right? And whichever one suit their agenda the best at that time, at that appropriate time, that's the one they'll go with. So they'll have multiple, I guess you can say, crisis scenarios that they set up. And whichever one better suits them at the time, that's what they're going to go with. That's what they're going to roll with. Okay? So at the moment, at this moment in time, it seems like, they may just be preparing to launch another pandemic. Except this one could be real, because that first one was just a test run. All right. So we really, really got to buckle down, man, and keep your faith, your mind, and Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, because when this thing really, really pops off, I mean, it's going to be like, all hell's going to break loose, man. Man will desire to go into a city and will not be able to. But you got to remember what happened in 2020, because this one could be turned up to 1,000, man. There's no telling what this demon has cooked up, man. Because he want to take out a certain amount of people. The Georgia Guidestones. The earth, in his opinion, needs to be depopulated. All right? But ultimately, this is the Most High's movie, and he determines what's going to happen. It's going to be the Most High's New World Order. I keep on saying that. 1 Samuel 2:6, the Lord killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. All right? The Lord ultimately makes that call. Okay? 7th verse says, the Lord maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. So if you see this devil is in the power seat, that's because the Lord put him there. The Lord put him there, and the Lord going to take him out. The Lord put these people up just so he can break them down. And that's what Esau don't know. Now, the high-level elites, they know this. That could be part of the reasons why the elites are so obsessed with depopulating the earth, for that reason. They may know that their time is up, but the scriptures tell you that Satan come down with great wrath. He knows that he got but a short time. So maybe this is the reason why um, Satan is moving so fast. The elites. And see, the lower level Edomites, they're mad as hell. Because they're like, this isn't the country I grew up in. This is not my father's country. Yeah, you're right. It really isn't. Because these higher level elites, they don't give a damn about you. They made you think you were better, put you over the so-called black man and Hispanic, Native American Indian man. You walked around with your head up high thinking that you was on something, thinking that you was powerful, thinking that you were great. But little did you know, hey, Satan want to get rid of you too. Little did you know. All right. 8th verse, 1 Samuel's 2nd chapter, 8th verse says, he raised up the poor out of the dust and lifted up the beggar from the dunghill to set them among princes. Like what I was just saying, that's the spirit. Like I was just saying, the Lord put these devils up on their high seat just so he can bring them down. It says, and to make them inherit the throne of glory, for the pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and he have set the world upon them. This is what the Lord do, man. He formed the light. He formed the light. He created all things. Through the spirit and the power of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. 9th verse says, he will keep the feet of his saints, and the wicked shall be silent in darkness. For by strength shall no man prevail. The adversaries of the Lord shall be broken to pieces. Out of heaven shall the thunder upon them. The Lord shall judge the ends of the earth, and shall give strength unto his king, and exalt the horn of his anointed. Isaiah 45, 5th verse says, I am the Lord, and there is none else. There is no power besides me. I girded thee, though thou hast not known me. He said, that they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none beside me. I am the Lord, and there is none else. All right? I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. So no matter how technology or technically advanced, right, Esau gets, you must understand that he was given that by the Lord. Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. All right? Ultimately, the Most High Power gave him all that he has. But this devil's so proud, he don't want to acknowledge the Lord. Matter of fact, I think, was it the New York Times, I believe? They had an article saying something along the lines, is it time to get rid of God? Is it time to ditch God or something along those lines? And it was mocking, even though I think it was for Easter or something like, wicked-ass Easter holiday. But still, you know who this devil was aiming at when he said that. They want to get rid of the Most High Power. This is how proud this devil is. And you wicked niggas be talking about, things are going to bounce back. You think the Lord going to let this place continue, man? Y'all niggas in that Psalms 49 and 11 spirit? Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. You niggas are wicked as hell, man. Things always bounce back. No, it's not going to bounce back, nigga. We praying every day to get the hell up out of here. Every day, man. Because we know ultimately it's the Lord's doing. We're not looking at it like Esau is so great. Esau is so powerful. We look at Esau like he's a piece of shit. You know, we got a ruling class mentality. You know, if you're really in the spirit of this thing, you got a ruling class mentality and you want the kingdom. You don't want this bullshit. The hell with this shit. These whack ass rappers bending over Esau's table and taking it, you know, up to you know what, just to get a goddamn record deal. That's not power, man. That's not power. Women are getting popped by the men of these other nations. I think there was these dudes at IUIC that had a video showing all these wicked ass West African women and some Latinos. They were bragging about how over in Dubai they let men shit in their mouth and piss on them, and they, you know, for like $80,000 or some shit. And this is what y'all want to continue forever, man. The hell with this place, man. I pray every day, man. I pray every day for the destruction of this place, man. This place is wicked as hell. I don't understand you niggas, but that, you know, but that's the Lord, that's the Spirit. The Lord got that satanic spirit on you niggas where you just want to continue in this wickedness, man, in this madness, in this foolishness. You know? These niggas is coming out with all kinds of diseases and making mockery of it. Because that New York Magazine article is really mockery. It's mockery. They wrote it as if it's in jest, as if they don't really mean it. You know? But if you read the title, see, I understand. They're making mockery. They're mocking you niggas. Says what the world needed now was a monkeypox outbreak. See, I understand. I get it. They're making mockery. All right. So anyway, you know, it is what it is, man. You know, in the last days, perilous times shall come, and we definitely living in the last days. You listen to the Israelite Report podcast, the IsraeliteTimes.com. News and prophecy meant to stir up the minds and the hearts of brothers across the four corners of the earth, the hopeful elect. All praises due to the Most High Power, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Shalom. All right, so things are really heating up here. News and prophecy, man. You know, that's really what it's all about. It's all about staying up to date, keeping your eyes open, staying on your watch, because things are really heating up. This is an article from Zero Hedge. It says here, U.S. Air Force successfully tests hypersonic weapons as it races to field weapon to warfighters. Says here, after several failed tests, the U.S. Air Force successfully tested a hypersonic missile on the Southern California coast last week. U.S. Air Force reports on May 14th a Boeing B-52 Stratofortress belonging to the 419th Flight Test Squadron and the Global Power Bomber Combined Test Force at Edwards Air Force Base in California successfully released an AGM-183A air-launched rapid response weapon, or ARRW, in the Pacific Ocean off the coast of Southern California. So basically they're in a rush, they're in a hurry to get these hypersonic missiles because they're preparing. They're preparing for World War III. As we know, Russia has been bragging about their their hypersonic missiles, which Putin and them are claiming can touch the United States. I believe it's specifically the East Coast, if I'm not mistaken. But they said they can that weapon can touch the United States within 30 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. And Putin was bragging back in 2018. I believe it was 2018. Could have been as early as 2017, but I believe it was 2018. He was bragging about how he had a missile that could penetrate U.S. defense systems. All right? So I say that to say this, man. For all of these people that scoff at the men of the Lord and poke fun, and they have that attitude that, that what I always say, that Psalms 49 and 11 attitude, that their houses shall continue forever, that nothing's going to happen. You niggas been saying that for all this time and ain't nothing happened. That attitude and that spirit. These are the people that are not paying attention to the news. So my aim with this podcast and with my audio blog and the website, IsraeliteTimes.com, is to the best of my ability through the power, spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, to touch, reach out and be able to make people aware of what's going on, specifically the hopeful elect. To stir the minds up of the people, man. That's what this really is about. It's about stirring up the hearts and the minds of the people in these last days, man. That all of this other BS is going to fade away, man. There's no going to Egypt for help. There's no going down to Egypt for help. And people say that's repetitive. You say the same thing over and over again, but it's just a reminder, man. Because brothers go through things, man, and sometimes you need a reminder. And hopefully, Lord willing, some of these news articles that I bring out will stir brothers' minds up or keep brothers in the faith, and just a reminder that things are moving. Things are moving, man. It's not going back to normal. I'll say it like that. The Lord is not slack. The Lord promised these things, and they're happening. They're happening fast. So Russia's already got it. China's got it. Matter of fact, let me get back to this article from Zero Hedge talking about the U.S. successfully test a hypersonic weapon. It says here at the bottom, it says the test follows 3 consecutive failed tests while both Russia and China have completed successful tests and are fielded the super fast weapons on the modern battlefield. All right, so the U.S. is trying to catch up. Now, I don't know how much truth that is. How much truth there is to this, because the U.S. could be BSing around, not showing their hand, pretending like they don't have it when they do have it, because it's hard to imagine. I was in the Air Force, by the way, so listen, let me tell you something. They don't show their hand all the way, okay? So I take that with a grain of salt. This whole, the U.S. don't have hypersonic missiles the way Russia got it. I take that with a grain of salt. Now, it could be, I don't know. It could be one of them situations where, the U.S. is pretty much divided now, and they have weakened the military. You got all these alphabet people in the military, and it's gotten soft and weak. Cutting defense budgets and all of that. So who knows, man? Who knows? Because, Russia, North Korea, China, those nations, they'll starve their people to build their military up. So I don't know, man. I don't know, but it's just hard for me to imagine. I was in the military many years ago, so I don't know. It's been a long time. A lot has changed since then. I was there under the George W. Bush era, so they was all about the military. They was putting big money into the military back then. So I don't know where it's at now. That's just me being honest with you. But Russia, China, they're definitely bragging. And Putin has been putting it out there that, if he don't get what he wants, if NATO keep advancing and keep getting closer to Russia, or, on their borders, that basically, this is what he said. He said, we're all going to paradise, meaning he gonna blow this whole bitch up. You know what I mean? And I don't know if he's bluffing, but, you never know with a person like that, man. He could be one of those guys, man. Back to this article here, it says, it's no secret the U.S. is falling behind the hypersonic weapons race as the largest military in the world in terms of size and defense budget, yet to field hypersonic weapons that travel 5 times greater than the speed of sound. All right, so then, in this article, they're making the claim that the U.S. is behind in the weapons race, specifically for hypersonic missiles. But again, I don't know. I take it with a grain of salt. It says the Biden administration revealed a new trilateral security pact between Australia, United Kingdom, United States partnership, a move to accelerate the development of advanced hypersonic and counter-hypersonic capabilities. That's what the White House said last month. So there you have it, brothers. There you have it. Boy, what a time to be alive, man. We're seeing prophecy unfold, man. It's like prophecy on top of prophecy. Like, for people that just think this thing is going to continue and continue and continue, man, you have to be blinded. The Lord must have put a serious blindfold over your eyes, man, for you to not see. You have to be seriously blinded. You listen to the Israelite Report podcast at IsraeliteTimes.com. News and prophecy meant to stir up the minds and the hearts of brothers across the 4 corners of the earth, the hopeful elect. All praises due to the Most High Power, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Shalom. I just want to put out a few scriptures for encouragement for brothers out there. We be going through some things and, just some encouragement here. Ecclesiastes 7th chapter, says a good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death than the day of one's birth. You get back into the spiritual realm, man, things are, this earth is hell, man. The earth was given into the hands of the wicked, So we have to keep our mind on spiritual things. It says it is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. It says sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better. You go through things that build you up. You get broken down, but you get built back up. All right. The Lord will build you back up when you broke down. That's why he wants a contrite heart, He don't want you he don't want you puffed up and proud. And the Lord hates a proud look. It's pride that always brings a man down anyway. Stay humble and lowly. I always stress that. It says the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. The heart of the wise, man, he that increases knowledge, increases sorrow. The wise are, it takes a lot to be wise, great responsibility also. But it takes a lot to be wise, especially in a world full of, just ignorant, stupid people, man. Let's just be honest. Majority of these people that you see are fools, man. That's why they're happy. There's that saying that ignorance is bliss. There's a reason why they're happy. They're too stupid to understand what's going on. They don't know that their destruction is near. They don't know. It's just like in the days of Noah, they were laughing and drinking and getting married, scorning, mocking Noah. Noah was steady building, man. They had no idea until the flood came. And so it will be in these last days. All right? Says, 6th verse here, it says, for as the crackling of thorns under a pot, so is the laughter of the fool. This also is vanity, That's, I got to a point, man, I can't trip off of people laughing at me. People laugh at me, they look at me, I get on the train, for whatever reason, people just look at me. It could be like hundreds of people on there, and they just single me out. Because it's something, it's a spirit, there's an energy there, the spirit, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Lord willing, working with me. And they can just see that I'm different from everybody else. Not to puff myself up, I'm just saying, at least I'm trying, you know what I mean? Trying not to be a wicked nigga. and they can feel that, For as the crackling of thorns under a pot, so is the laughter of the fool. This also is vanity. It doesn't mean anything. There's no substance. It's vain. Ecclesiastes 7:7 says, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. Oppression maketh a wise man mad. And that's what you get from these wacky-tacky Christians. I get this all the time. How can you be a man of the Lord and you angry, you say a curse word? They don't understand the scriptures, man. They think you're supposed to sing, dance, shout, foam at the mouth, do cartwheels and shit. Excuse my language. Do cartwheels and backflips. You know what I mean? Do the moonwalk on top of the pews. You know what I mean? Like they think that that's being holy. They think that that's their ticket to salvation. Doing a James Brown. Falling out and fainting. They think that that's the spirit. That's not the spirit. They don't know the scriptures. You have to remember that. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. Well, why aren't they mad? They're not mad because they're not wise. They don't have no wisdom. Like I said, he that increases knowledge increases sorrow. We are sorrowful in this thing. Number one, because we know if you understand and believe in reincarnation, you understand that we messed up. And this is our punishment. This is a prison sentence. This is a prison sentence, man. That's why we want to get the hell up out of here. We want to get bailed out, man. We want to get released. We can't wait until our time is up. We're not sitting here going, you know, build back better. The hell with that, man. It says better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. And the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. And I was just saying that, man. You know, the Lord hates the proud look. He hates that. You know, and I've seen people in my lifetime. That's why I refuse to get proud. You know, I've seen people in my lifetime be puffed up. They're this and they're that. Especially these niggas in the Kemet community. You know, the so-called conscious community. They're proud. They call themselves God. You know, they talk trash about the Most High. They blaspheme. They say all kinds of things, man. And they're proud. But they don't understand their pride. It was that saying, the pride comes before the fall. Yeah, man. It says, be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, for anger resteth in the bosom of fools. And see, that's another thing, right? Anger can overtake you also. See, there's a balance in things. And that this way that the Christians err, not knowing the scriptures, they'll read that and don't understand what they read just 2 verses above that. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. It says, but then you drop down to the 9th verse. It says, be not hasty in thy spirit, and be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, for anger resteth in the bosom of fools. So yeah, we're mad, but we can't allow that anger to overtake us and go out there and do something stupid. Right? This is why you have to, the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua has to be working with you so that you can understand what you're reading. Right? False balance is an abomination. You know, there's a time and place for everything. And so yeah, we're mad. You know, our wisdom and the knowledge that we gain has made us sorrowful, and we're angry, we're mad, but at the same time, that anger cannot overtake you. You can't allow that anger to overtake you, and you just go out there and do something stupid, you know? That's why, you know, I can't get with these Israelite groups that are walking around talking about grabbing up arms to go fight Esau. You know, you niggas is crazy, man. You gonna get a lot of people killed. We're spiritual men. We wrestle not with flesh and blood, but with principalities, man. You know, say not thou what is the cause that the former days were better than these, for thou doest not inquire wisely concerning this. Wisdom is good with an inheritance, and by it there is profit to them that see the sun. For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense, but the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth light to them that have it. Consider the work of the Most High Power. For who can make that straight which he hath made crooked? In a day of prosperity be joyful, but in a day of adversity consider. So that's why you go through things, man. You know, that's the time to consider and reflect when you're going through things. The Most High Power, Yahweh, also have set the one over against the other, to the end that man should find nothing after him. All things have I seen in the days of my vanity. There is a just man that perisheth in his righteousness, and there is a wicked man that prolongeth his life in his wickedness. Be not righteous over much, neither make thyself over wise. Why shouldest thou destroy thyself? Yeah. You know, don't get to that again. Again, this is constant. The Most High is consistent. You know, be not over much wicked, neither be thou foolish, why shouldest thou die before thy time, right? And that goes back to what I was saying before, and I'll kind of leave it there. Don't go out there and do something stupid. Be wise. You have to be wise. You have to use your wisdom. The Lord bless you with wisdom and knowledge and understanding. You have to use it, utilize it, man. You got to pick and choose your points, your times, you know what I mean, to do certain things. It might not be expedient to do certain things at certain times. And you got to think about that. Think about what you're doing. You don't just do something. Sometimes you might say, oh, it's not in the law that you can't do this or that. But, okay, but still use wisdom, Wisdom is key, man. Wisdom is key. And it's very important that you use that wisdom, because within that also comes patience, faith, understanding, because you're going to need it. Those are your weapons, man. Those are your weapons. We wrestle not with flesh and blood, right? This is a spiritual battle, man. We die daily. This is a spiritual battle. This is not about being, it's not about trying to even make it in this society, man. We thank the Lord for our daily bread and for shelter, and that's what we, just stay in that humble spirit and understand that there's a balance. The Lord wants a just balance. All right? Just keep that in mind, brothers. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.